My IELTS speaking first attempt 6.5. Second attempt, I tried a lot of things, took coaching from so many institutions, at again 6.5 after a span of 1 month. And then I realized that things are quite different here. I have good English, but why am I not able to score well in the exam was definitely a question mark. Did some researches, and then third attempt I got 7, but the fourth attempt I did not try a lot of things. Basically in the fourth attempt I just understood what is required, and guess what, I got 8 bands when I did not put much effort. If you really want to understand more about how I went from 6.5 to 8, then trust me, this video is for you. All you got to do is make sure you watch the video till the end. Hey everybody, Nakul from Skills IELTS. Really hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm back with yet another super awesome packed video on IELTS speaking, my journey on improving the speaking IELTS score from a mere 6.5 to a whopping 8. Before we get into the video, if you're not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button, and anytime you need online assistance, it's a paid assistance, you can WhatsApp us to the link given in the description of this video. I'll be there, we will be there to help you, guide you in the right direction. Alright, without further delay, let's try to get right into the video. Let me just share my screen, how I improved my IELTS speaking from a mere 6.5 to 8. 5 straightforward techniques. Let's start with the technique number 1. See, the idea is, when I tried a lot of things, it never worked. When I took time to understand what is required, then I myself figured out what I need to practice instead of just going in all the directions. What I did, though I had a lot of energy, I just calmed myself, sat at one place and understood which is the right direction. I realized this is the right direction. Then you can run, you can walk, whatever you want, you can sprint. But if you didn't know the direction, perhaps, like a lot of people just waste their time looking out for which direction to run. That's exactly what, what happened in my case. So let me just, share you my experience in the form of 5 life-saving tips. The tip number 1, before that, first attempt 6.5, second attempt 6.5, third 7, fourth 8, I in fact got, and after that there was no looking back. So many students so many people have got 8 to 8.5 even in speaking, because there is a formula. The very first tip that I would like to share here is, don't worry about the content. If you look into the IELTS IDP website, speaking evaluation criteria, number 1 is fluency and coherence, number 2 is pronunciation, number 3 is vocabulary, number 4 is grammar. There is no 5th component as content. Then why are we too much worried about the content? See, when you too much worry about the content as to which ideas to give, should I give the right idea, this idea, that idea, I think I should give the best idea possible so that I get more marks. No. When you do this right, this Einstein's brain capacity, 95% of it you will be probably using to focus on what content to share. Only 5% is left to focus on fluency, coherence, lexical resource, grammar, pronunciation. How will you get marks? You are 95% focusing on something that is not going to give you any mark, and only 5% you are focusing on something which actually gives you mark, and expecting it all of a sudden. The marks will come from the top and fall down, is it? It's not possible, isn't it? So the technique is, you talk whatever you want, just try to make sense in the best way possible. For that you don't really have to put a lot of effort. Correct? Just be yourself and speak whatever that comes to your mind. Filter your thoughts if possible, but focus more on the fluency and the coherence. Coherence is the narration. Focus more on a clarity, not exactly pronunciation. Clarity is something that, whatever you speak, someone who listens to it should understand. Whatever starts speaking, let the people understand what I speak. In this way it should not be done. That's it. And then grammar is all about mixture of simple, compound and complex sentences. Vocabulary, don't have to focus a lot on that, but yes, use the apt vocabulary, whatever the word that is best suited for that particular situation. Don't have to search in the internet and try to take something that is not really making sense. Don't use such words wherein the examiner has to refer to Oxford Dictionary and find out its meaning. People have done it. All those won't fetch you marks. So we will understand more about it, but the tip number 1 is, only 10% or 5% you focus on the content. The rest 95% of your brain's capacity should be towards the evaluation criteria. Alright. The tip number 2, remember it's all about coherence, cohesion and grammar. It's all about the narration. Let's say you're making a baby sleep by narrating a story. You should narrate the story in a way that this story puts the baby to sleep. It should not make the baby ask you a lot of questions. Isn't it? So, coherence, cohesion is all about how you narrate the story, how you arouse that interest from the listener. Correct? There are good movies, there are better movies, there are best movies, there are extraordinary movies. The bad movies are the ones which do not have a good screenplay. You watch it and you predict the end from the beginning 5 minutes only, then what is that screenplay? Correct? So, coherence, cohesion is like main idea, then unveil supporting idea, then unveil example. Leave a trail at an inch and then expand, slowly, slowly, turn by turn. That is the coherence, cohesion. Grammar is all about using a mixture of simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence and avoiding basic, the grammar errors. Let us have a look at this simple question. Do you cook? How I was speaking in the first attempt. Yes, I do. I like cooking. I cook every day. I cook nicely and everyone who tastes my food likes my cooking taste. There is nothing much wrong in this sentence with respect to the grammar, but if you see here, there are multiple simple sentences used and there is no structure given, nothing. Do you like cooking? Yes, I do. I like cooking. I cook every day. This is a plain structure. It is like whatever that comes to your mind, you are just speaking. Okay, speak that, but structure them. Correct? Coherence, cohesion is all about main idea, supporting idea and then expand one by one. For example, the same question, let us understand from a coherence, cohesion point of view and grammar point of view. This probably 6.5 or 6, this probably is 8, that is the major difference. Do you cook? I love cooking and in fact I am a good cook. That is it. Again, don't praise yourself too much. Now explain a little more about the cooking background. When did you get this interest? Add few things, but go in the order. Quite recently I learned the art of cooking from a close friend of mine and since then I have been cooking every day. Now talk about more things. Yes, you just explained the background and now come to the present. In fact, I am enjoying this process of cooking and guess what? Whoever tastes the food have given positive reviews. The idea is, this is answer to the point, first line. Second line, some background information. Third line is a continuation. This has a structure. This probably will give you good scores. Correct? So, all these things are actually mandatory, not the right ideas. I have seen people simply like memorizing all the band-aid answers. People are doing it, so many students. I tell them all those don't give you scores. Simply memorizing some stuff, no. It is all about how you represent it. It is all about how you structure them. Hope you are getting it. It is a very easy very easy exam. You just have to understand the right way of doing it. Alright. The tip number 3, cue card. Okay. I was really worried about this cue card. I was tensed. I was nervous because I did not have a solid approach on how to deal with this particular problem. So, yeah, I used to read the question, they would have given some bulletin points, I used to write down and then started speaking. Correct? All those things probably may not get you a very good score unless you have a structure to do it. See, no need to give a perfect content, they would have given you some bulletin points, isn't it? Like this. Even if you do not talk any of this in your answers, you can get 9. All these are just pointers. You can choose another pointer from your own mind, from your own way. It does not matter. So, don't try to give a perfect content. Well, if you can give, well and good, but in doing so, if you are messing up, then that is the problem. See, very simple strategy that I came up with to deal with this problem is, I mastered the part 1. Part 1, whatever the question, I will speak 20 to 30 seconds. Main idea, supporting idea, conclusion or example or continuation. This is the structure. This will go for 20 to 30 seconds, which are simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence. Now, cue card is, let us say 120 second. Now, part 1, I am going to speak for 25 seconds, 25 seconds, 25 seconds, 25 seconds, 25 seconds. You add it up, it will 125 seconds means 2 minutes over. Cue card is nothing but repetition of part 1 5 or 6 times. But then when you repeat, you have a structure. The first part 1 that you talk for cue card would be background information. The second, third, fourth will be the bulletin points that they give you. They give you some points to talk, right? 3 or 4, out of which I choose 3, part 1, part 1, part 1. The last one is the futuristic view. In the future, if I were given a chance, and part 1 again I speak for 25 seconds. Hey, that's all, man. You don't really have to think cue card as a separate module, individual module, no. It is no different than part 1 except for the fact that part 1 you need to repeat for 5 times with a different structure, background information. Then first bulletin point, second bulletin point, third bulletin point, futuristic view. When you talk about background information, of course you need to use the past tense. When I was in 8th standard, when I was past tense, in the future, if I really have to do it, then I will, I should, that's the futuristic. Middle, you mix whatever you want. Things are actually very easy, but people put a lot of effort in understanding which direction to run. You just sit and listen to this. You definitely would know which direction you need to run. Perhaps you're running in this direction, just have to take a U-turn and just march in this direction, you will get to your destination at the earliest. Alright, that's exactly what happened with me. The tip number 4, when you're stuck by time. So, when you're stuck, this is a very common scenario. Let's say they asked you a question, what is your weather like? And you're like all of a sudden bombarded with this question you have no idea about. Probably. I think I would need like 5 to 10 seconds to organize my thoughts. Can I? Then the examiner will say, oh, definitely, why not? Then you start thinking, just act as if you need time. Then you would, don't take 10 seconds at all, 3, 4 seconds or 5 seconds. More than enough. Instead of this, if you directly start to talk something on the topic that you don't have any clarity, definitely you're going to make a mess out of it, because this will not support, this is not confident. Yes or no? Correct, right? The idea is buy time whenever it's required, handle it in a very smart way. Instead of thinking that if I speak instantaneously I get more marks, no, all those are wrong. You can buy time 3 to 4 seconds. I think I would need like 5 seconds to organize my thoughts. Can I? Because it's something completely a novel topic for me. I think I would need some time. Can I? Request them, see the examiner as a dear friend. Trust me, it works. It should start from your side first. Examiner may hate you or may have a lot of thoughts in her mind or in his mind. Doesn't matter. You try. It's okay. You first try. See, or visualize the examiner as your best friend and see automatically everything will fall in place on its own. The last step. Speak slow. Never ever go fast. Throughout this video you observe, not even an incident wherein I would be found speaking very fast. I am buying time. See, I told I am buying time and I am giving a pause. All those are totally fine. You just listen to any politician talking. He would buy all the time. Correct? You don't have to instantly speak like this and make a big fool out of yourself. It doesn't mean that people cannot talk continuously. People can talk continuously, but it's not required. You take time. You speak slow, but maintain the rhythm. What is this rhythm? See, right now I'm talking to you. I may be speaking slow, but I'm trying to speak as continuous as possible. Now I give a pause and again I buy some time. But when I start to speak, I try to speak continuously. All these are not happening. But I'm taking my own time. Isn't it so? See, isn't it so is all fillers wherein I am thinking what to speak next. All this like this, so many things are there. Again I am pausing. See, the fluency doesn't mean that you need to speak very fast and finish it off. It is exactly the opposite. Don't fumble. Natural occasional fumbles or pauses, totally fine. Hey, you pause, man, but don't break the rhythm. Right now I'm talking to you. Whenever I'm talking, I'm not fumbling. I'm trying to be as continuous as possible. Now I gave a pause 2 seconds. So go slow. You don't have to speak fast, but when you speak slow, maintain the rhythm. What if I start speaking like this? Then it's a problem. What if I start speaking like this? It's absolutely, totally, fantastically fine. As long as you maintain a rhythm, it is fine. When you speak slow, you actually buy time, because you know what you're going to speak for the next 5 seconds. You could have spoken that for 5 seconds, sorry, you could have spoken that for 5 seconds, but you're actually taking 10 seconds to speak, extra 5 seconds. You got to think, get more clarity. That's exactly what I'm trying to do now, what every other public orator would do. They buy time. When they have clarity on the subject, it's totally fine. But when you are up to something that you are asked to speak for a topic that you don't have a complete clarity, then these are the gimmicks, these are the small things that actually help you out. Again, I'm pausing. Alright, so observation is a big chapter. When you observe, you get to learn a lot of things. Isn't it so? Again, isn't it so is a filler, because I'm thinking something else, what to talk next. Hope you are getting it. For this try, if you really think that this try that I did, this informative video that I did, has really reached everybody there, and if you find this very informative, please leave your appreciation with a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe. I think that's all for today. Soon I'll be back. This is Nakul, Nakul, signing off from Skills IELTS. Soon I'll be back. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Thanks much.